Okay, and welcome back. We're here at part two. I just put in little indications of tree trunks. I just used some burnt sienna and white marble, mixed them there. Little roll of paint on the knife, bam, bam, bam. There we go. Now I am going to take that fan brush I used on my clouds. It's got some white and some blue in it, but they're lighter colors. And I'm okay with there being a little bit of white and blue in there, but I am wiping it out. I do want to wipe it out. So there's like next to nothing in here. Now I am going to highlight these just a little bit. I'm going to use some yellow ochre. Some cad yellow. And a touch of blue. There we go. And we'll see how this wants to stick. And my light's coming from the right, and so I'm going to concentrate the highlights over there. We'll see how they want to stick. And like I said, I'm not wanting to put a whole lot on here because it's far enough back that you probably wouldn't see a whole bunch. Okay. And I just wiped out my brush again. Because I'm picking up some of that color underneath, including the tree limb or the tree trunk, picking up a little bit of that brown. Okay. So that was ochre, cad yellow, touch of blue, honestly, this is not sticking too well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit of thinner, very little. Just like touch the corner of my brush. Come up here and thin that down just a tiny bit. I'll be honest, the highlights on here are so minimal, it almost is like all you're doing is just covering up, making the tree trunk look like it's getting covered up in places, you know what I mean? Like over here. Like over here. And just, boom. There we go. All right, okay, let me get that dark fan brush. I see an area I want to hit right here. And I'm just going to use my finger. I'll just blend that right in. Sometimes it's just easier to reach in there with your finger. Then you can go back and there. See? That's what I love about oils is, oh, kind of messed up there. I can fix that. Because believe me, I mess up quite a bit. Okay. Well, let's keep going here. I believe we need to make this a little bit darker. So just going to add some blue to it. And maybe some black. And some sap green. There we go. Something nice and dark. Because we're getting closer here, right? Okay. I'm going to keep adding to our forest here. And maybe there's one that lives right here. Maybe he lives right there. And he just covered up one of our trees back there. That's all right. We know he lives back there. Okay. And maybe there's one. Maybe he lives right here. Now I'm just taking this color, I'm just flicking my fan brush the corner of it up, just putting some color on the canvas, just putting in a little bit of color. Maybe there's one that lives right here. This needs to be a little bit darker. So just add a little bit of black to that. And just put a little bit of land in here. Okay. Alrighty. Now let's see what we can do with this. Okay, we're gonna just bring this out. And we're just going to get the lay of the land here. Okay. I think maybe let's put it down here. You just kind of look at it and see, you know, well, where do I think things should be? I think there should be a little bit of land there too. So just putting it in. I'm just putting in some color that I could add to. There we go. I think I see where the water is now. How about you? Sometimes I'm not real sure until I start doing this part, you know, where's the water gonna be? And like now, at this time, it just kind of like, oh, there it is. Okay, had to get me a little bit of coffee there. All right, well, let's get these trees taken care of here. Now, what did I do with my knife? See, this is the problem. I know I have a knife around here. What exactly did I do with it? Well, I do not know where that knife went, but I have another one right here, same size. So we shall move on. Okay, same thing. The sienna and white, just marble mixed. I'm just going to cut me off a little roll there. I'm just going to go up here and I'm just going to touch the canvas and let it take what it wants. And don't worry if your tree trunk isn't exactly centered. That's not a big deal. Very few things in nature are exact. Okay, let's see here. Alrighty. So there we go. Now I am going to grab my fan brush and we'll put some highlights on here, but I'm going to add a little more cad, that's not cad yellow, a little more medium yellow. I've been calling it cad yellow, I think, throughout this video. My apologies. I am so used to using cad yellow. This is not. This is medium yellow, or as Hobby Lobby is calling it, yellow medium. Okay. Hey, at least I realized it while I'm recording the video rather than later on, right? After it's all uploaded. So we'll just put some highlights on here. And as I collect that dark, I'm wiping it off on a paper towel, you know, and coming back and getting some more color. There we are. I didn't wipe that off. Gotta wipe that off. Okay, let's see, that was yellow ochre. We had a touch of blue, and we had plenty of this medium yellow. Actually, we had more in there. There we go. this guy. I'll do this little guy back here. Okay, there we are. Now, let me... The light's coming from this way. That means our shadows are going to be going this way, right? So I'm just going to pull some of that dark color from the tree down, and basically I'm just making my tree shorter there, aren't I? That's okay. And this way would be going there. All right, there we go. Okay, throw that paper towel away, and let's see here what else we want to do. This looks like a big splotch right there, so let's do something about that. I'm going to take a clean, this is my Amber Fong brush. I'm just going to tap and just turn that into something that, you know, there's a plant there, but you just can't make out quite what it is. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I do believe that we should maybe start putting in a little shoreline here. So to do that, well, looky there what I just found. Isn't that funny? You look, where is it, where is it, where is it? And you look down later, there it is. Okay, so let's get us some burnt umber. And just straight burnt umber. And I'm just pulling that out flat. And I'm gonna get me a roll of paint, and I'm just gonna start putting in some dirt. Maybe you see a little bit over here. A little bit over here. And it just gets to where it just fades out, and that's cool. A little bit right here. And I'm just kind of creating a little shoreline, a little bank. Okay. Now I'm gonna take that other just gnarly brush, and I'm just gonna bring that on over. here. I mean, I'm just kind of like blending it back in. You can kind of see it, but it's way off there. Okay. I don't know why, but when I'm doing something like that, I tend to talk a little quieter. So, sorry about that. I don't know why I do that. Okay. And we're just creating some dirt, basically. Right? And we'll come back and we'll add a few things here and there. But I do need, I'm going to borrow some. We're on a little thick over there, and it's pretty thin over here. Okay, there we go. Now, we'll go ahead and take this amber fong, and I'm just going to pull this back. Okay, we pulled it back. Now I'm going to come back and I'm going to pull it down. And I'll just go across here. The beginning of some little reflections and stuff. All right. Now I'm gonna go with this burnt sienna and white. I think I'm gonna add a little more sienna and a little yellow ochre. Go. I don't want a great big amount. Just want little bits here, and I'm just going to go through here and actually maybe a little more white. This time. Just varying it up, you know, just getting different colors in the soil and rocks and stuff out here. And let's get some stuff over here on this side. Get some stuff over here. more white into this. There we go. All right. Now, back over here to our Yachtsman. The Yachtsman. I'm going to grab some of this sap green and I'm going to add some yellow ochre. And I'm going to add some blue. Okay, and I'm just going to bring it out. And then I'm just going to tap my brush, kind of pushing a little bit. Just trying to get paint right onto a chiseled edge. And then I'm just going to come down here. And I'm going to start adding in some grasses. Coming right up there to that dirt. And if you get a little bit, like I did right here on the corner of my brush, I got a little bit of that brown in there. That's okay. I just flipped it over and now you can see a little bit of dirt patches in the grass. I mean, if you see it at all, that's fine. That is no problem. Just putting in some grass. You know, these paints seem to be doing okay. Do I love them? No, I don't. Are there paints on the market that are easier to work with? Absolutely. Would these work? Well, we'll make that assessment when we're all done. Green, touch of blue, ochre. And if you don't get the exact same mix as what you started with, that's okay. I mean, as long as you're not like suddenly putting on purple grass, I mean, the greens will all blend in just fine. Okay. We'll do the same thing over here. Let it just lighten up as you go back, darken as you come up. And just follow the lay of the land. And with that, go ahead one more time with we'll use our amber fong. We'll pull down. more, and then I'm just going to go straight across horizontal. Horizontal. Didn't mean for that to happen. Not really going to blame the paint, but I will say that it's definitely not thick. I mean, it's not the thinnest paint in the world, but it's definitely not the thickest. Okay, let's see if I can do something about that. Oh, allergies. Ugh. Okay. That's all right. We need some more blue in there anyways, didn't we? Okay, and let's see, I am going to use some of my white medium. I'm going to put it on my knife and just come in here and start adding a little water line here and there. Okay. We are getting there. So what do I think of these things so far? Well, don't really care for them. Now, once upon a time, I said, oh, they were perfectly fine to start off with, you know, so get your feet wet. And maybe that is about what they're good for. But if you stick with oil painting for any amount of time, I would bet dollars to donuts you're going to want to move on to something of a better quality. And I think I'm just going to leave it at that right there. I was thinking about adding another, tree and so forth, but really I was talking about what I was doing and how I was doing it and stuff as I went along. But quite honestly, this was really about the paints. So, what did I think? Well, I'll tell you. I'll have a little commentary on it here momentarily. Okay, so getting started in oil painting on the cheap, just to see if you like it or not. Okay, let's see what we used today and what we thought. let's start off with our liquid first coat in white by Grumbacher. Stuff works great. Does what it's supposed to do. No complaints. Can you make your own white medium? Yeah, you can. I do it because I can't find a white medium in water mixable. So I make my own water mixable. 50-50 on titanium white and refined linseed oil. And there you have your white medium. But yeah, I mean, it's great. It's, I mean, little can like this, you know. I keep looking over here because my monitor is right there. Little can like this, you know, 20 bucks. And that was probably a year ago that I bought this. And quite honestly, this thing is nearly full. I don't use it a whole lot, but I used to use it all the time when I first started painting. So it's 20 bucks. You're not going to find anything much cheaper, but like I said, you can make your own. Our palette knife, which I don't even see it. I've lost it again. But a palette knife. I used the other one. It was actually Artist Loft. I got it at Michael's for, like I said, $3.99. It's a palette knife. It does what a palette knife does. So yeah, it works just fine. My brushes, my fan brushes, Simply Simmons from Michael's. No complaints, really, no complaints. Our Wooster Yachtsman that I got at the hardware store. What did I pay? I think it was, I think it was like right under $6. No complaints about this. These things work great. Now when it came to my Wooster Amber Fong, now my 1 inch I didn't have any sort of issue with. The 1.5 inch, it shed pretty good. Not as much as like a chip brush would, but yeah, it shed pretty good. I mean, it wasn't like a big deal for me. I know these new brushes tend to do that. But if it is for you, I'd stick with the Wooster Yachtsman. Oh, there's my Artist Loft knife. See? I tell you, the absent-minded artist, right? Okay, now, getting down to the nitty-gritty, the paints. The Master's Touch oil paints. Do they work? Yeah, they do. Do I like them? I don't. But in the beginning, when I first started, this is what I used because it was inexpensive, and I didn't know by switching to a different or better quality paint, you know, I think it actually made my painting start looking better. So yeah, you could definitely use this to get started with. They sell sets right now. I can't remember how many are in this set. I want to say there's either 12 or 24 colors in the set. It's 40% off this week. Today is Sunday, I don't even know the date. Wait, 10-20, Sunday the 23rd of October. It is Master's Touch sale week, and you can get that entire set for 12 bucks. I think it's $11.99 right now. So it's very, very inexpensive to get. Are there other things on the market that I think are better? Yes. There are sets that you can get. For instance, the Winsor Newton Winton. You can get a set of those, but you're going to be paying a lot more than $11.99. You know, you might, I don't know for sure how much, but you might be in the $30 range, thereabouts. So entirely up to you and your budget. Will these work? Yes, they will. Do I think the other brands out there are better? Yes, I do. But if you're wanting to do it on the cheap, these will work. But don't expect your paint to break. I mean, you know, it's just not, you know, it's just not real great quality paint. But you can make it work, and it's good for getting your feet wet. And quite honestly, that's how I got started. I used those paints for about a year. That's why I have them. These things, I've kept them. Quite honestly, if I find someone who's wanting to try oil painting, I'll probably just give them these paints because I'm not going to use them. So, yeah. So there you have it. From me, just my opinion. Others may have other opinions, and your mileage may vary. So, hey guys, thanks for sitting through this two-part look at painting on the cheap. So, until next time, keep looking up, because that's where our strength comes from. I love you all. Take care and have a blessed day.